facing a recession for the last 4 to 5 years. Mangalore is particularly very badly affected because the real estate in Mangalore only concentrates on residential and commercial. There is no other option available. So, like if you go to Bangalore, a lot of builders are involved in promoting hotels because tourism is that much prevalent in Bangalore, or even IT parks or IT offices. Mangalore, we are lacking this particular area and scope of development. I was very surprised just a month back to see an ad from Sri Lankan government promoting tourism in India of a Ramayan circuit. And the ad was so interestingly made that both me and my wife fell prey to that ad and we immediately booked the tour. And believe me, the way the tour was organized was absolutely fantastic. It was an 8 days tour. We did a travel of almost 500 kilometers. They covered the beach tourism. They covered all the Ramayana temples where Hanuman temples are there, Shiva temples are there, where Sita was kept, where Hanuman went and burned the palace. The entire circuit. The tour guides were so well trained, even though Hinduism in Sri Lanka is a minority religion. But the tour guides got such excellent training about the Ramayana story, right from the Ayodhya up to the Rameshwaram, and then from there on into Sri Lanka. They knew the entire Ramayana. And we were so surprised to see each and every temple in Sri Lanka. The approach road was beautiful. There were no potholes. The temple area was very clean. Very good accommodation available. Very good facilities available. Mangalore can learn from this particular lesson. We have everything that nature and God can give us. We have the beach, beautiful beaches here. We have beautiful rivers, backwater, coffee, you name it, and we have it. Culturally, this is one of the most rich place in tradition and culture. Somehow, in the secretariat in Bangalore, Mangalore is like backwaters. It doesn't surface so much into the discussion of the development of tourism of Mangalore. In Bangalore, tourism means Mysore, Belur, Halebit, Hampi. It just ends with all that. Unless and until there's a separate tourism board for Karavali, for this coastline, nothing much will happen. The Coastal Development Authority has been a complete failure in the last 10 years. Apart from doing one Sashitalu road, I don't think the Coastal Development Authority has done anything in the last 5 to 6 years. So we have to energize the Coastal Development Authority. There has been a demand from various trade bodies and the local people that the Coastal Development Authority office should be based in Mangalore and not in Bangalore. Unless and until there's a day-to-day interaction with the Coastal Development Authority on the projects that needs to be taken up in this particular area, nothing is going to happen. We will be talking about tourism. We have been talking about tourism for the last 2 or 3 decades. You show me one decent 5-star resort coming in the entire coastline of Karnataka. Not even one single 5-star resort. Now for a 350 odd kilometers coastline, not to have a single 5-star resort is a tragedy. You just go 60 kilometers to Bekal. Bekal Tourism Development Authority has developed 5 resorts as a cluster in one particular area. 5 resorts. We should have a similar development authority only for the coastal development. Identify one place, be it Ullal, be it Hejmadi, be it Sashitalu, be it any other place. Let the government identify that place. Let us have a cluster of 4 or 5 resorts. Because what happens is, with the tourism, beach tourism, unless and until you have an ecosystem around those resorts, it doesn't work. You have one resort and after 40-50 kilometers you have nothing. Tourism doesn't work that way. Tourism works in clusters. But people want everything in one particular location. They want the good resorts, good food, good cultural experience, good traditional experience, good religious experience. If we can't provide everything in a coherent fashion, other important aspect of tourism is good connectivity, at least by air, to Mumbai. Once Jet Airways closed, the flights to Mumbai has been reduced from 7 or 8 to only I think 3 or 4 now. The first flight from Mangalore lands in Mumbai at 1:30 in the afternoon. the first flight. Now, if Mumbai connectivity is not improved, the tourism will not improve so much in Mangalore. We have to have more connectivity and more flight from Mumbai. We have been asking with the state government for almost a decade now, please implement town planning scheme in the state of Karnataka and especially for Mangalore. You must be all aware that Mangaluru Smart City Limited is doing waterfront development at the cost of 235 crores. What is this waterfront development which Mangaluru Smart City is going to do? It is for the local people to experience the riverfront. You must have seen there are a lot of old tile factories which are lying defunct, unused. Once this Mangaluru Smart City riverfront development comes up, along with that, the Mangala Cornish Road, which was proposed in the year 2009, now we are in 2020. The state government has not even sanctioned 10 crores for the survey of the Mangala Cornish Road. So with the riverfront development from Mangaluru Smart City, coupled with Mangala Cornish Road, coupled with town planning scheme where the land pooling can happen and the riverfront development can happen, that itself will take Mangalore to the world tourism map. But unless and until development happens, tourism will never succeed. We need the ecosystem. Ecosystem comes with the development. Ecosystem comes with the people. Ecosystem comes with the trained tourist guides. Ecosystem comes with the proper approach roads. Till such time, we will not have that ecosystem in this particular district and as well as Udupi. I would urge Captain Karnik to take this proposal to the government. Let us have a TP scheme. We have nothing less than 300 acres of idle land on the riverfront which has not been able, nobody has been able to develop because there is no approach road, there is no access to those lands. There are only dharis, some 5 feet or 8 feet or 10 feet lanes are there, pathways are there. All this fallow land, all this unused land can be developed into a beautiful township along with the river coast. Good hotels can come up along with the river coast. Even banquet halls, wedding halls, all those things can come along with the river coast. And it will become a big tourism hub. Because tourism, unless and until you give experience, it will not work. Experience can come only along with the development, where you get good food, where you get good cultural experience and everything. So with this, I request the state government to look into this and implement TP scheme as early as possible. Otherwise, the 235 crores spent by Mangaluru Smart City on the waterfront development will remain very regional activity, will remain a very local activity, and it will not bring major advantage to this district. Thank you.